Hi, welcome to Automotive Solutions. Today I've got a Ford Mondeo. It's a 2006 with an EGR fault. It's a 2.2 diesel, the 114 kilowatt version. The EGR valve I've previously taken off and cleaned and has made no difference. I can actuate the EGR valve, it does move, but I've got a fault P0406 for the position sensor. I'm pretty sure the sensor isn't following the position, or it's sticking intermittently. It only happens now and again. It's pretty annoying to try and find, so I'm just going to do some basic checks for make sure I've got an earth 5-volt reference, and then I'm more likely going to change the EGR valve for a new one. So I've got a scope set up here. The EGR valve, as you can see, it's quite easy to get to on this. It's a 5-pin. And I've got a oscilloscope, got the pico scope, that's my wiring diagram. I've got a pico scope set up on there. So I'm going to put the ignition on. The only problem is someone's hardwired the fan, so they're on the whole time. It's a little bit noisy. So, on that pin there, I've got 3 volts. Middle pin I've got 5 volts, which is more likely going to be my reference, and on the outer pin there I have got 0 volts, which is going to be our earth. So it is all there. So I'm going to go ahead and change this sensor over, this EGR valve, sorry. Okay, first step is to remove the plug, is there, and we've got the EGR pipe here, which I'm pretty sure they're 10mm, and then there's one at the bottom there as well, underneath. In between the pipe and the EGR will be a metal shim style gasket. Also the intake hose, which is underneath, which is just going to have a Jubilee clip on it. Take that off. Okay, so got a large bore hose with an open end. I'm going to put a glove over that, just so when I drop a bolt or something it won't go into the intake system. Okay, got a glove over that. Where this pipe goes here, there's a bracket which holds it, and it just lets it move a little bit. I'm just going to undo that just so that I can pull the pipe away from the EGR valve. Cut the 10mm bolt here holding the bracket on. Okay, now we've got on the top here, there's a bolt here and a bolt in there, which I think would probably be best to remove that plug. Down in there there's a 10mm. One there, one at the front there. Okay, and we're out. I'm going to leave those bolts hanging in the plastic manifold. Okay. Okay, so there's our gasket. New one should come with one, hopefully. So I've previously given it a little bit of a clean out in there, and it does move, but it's obviously not right. And it says made in China on it, which I would imagine is not going to be a Ford part. And it's got a 12 on there, which is possibly the date it was made, so it could be 2012. It's a 2006 car, so perhaps it's had an EGR in the past, but it's going to get another one anyway. Okay, make sure your mating surfaces are clean. So I did clean these off. I think there's a rubber O-ring in there. Make sure it doesn't fall out. That can stay on for the new valve. And we'll get a new valve on there. Okay, on your new valve you don't get the studs, so I've changed those over. They weren't seized or anything, so pretty straightforward. One thing I'm surprised though is it does actually say made in China on the new one. And we've got 15 on there, so it's now 2016, sorry, 16 on there. It's 2018 now, so it may have sat on the shelf for a while, but we'll see. This is an exchange unit from Ford, so I don't know what part they use, who they get it from. Okay, so studs in the in this pipe, and then it's just a question of offering up to the these 8mm bolts here, trying to get them started. Back one's a little bit tricky to get going, but once you're in, as long as they can pull up by hand, it won't damage the new valve. Okay, that's those. $10mm nuts on there. One underneath's a little bit tricky. So I'm going to do these up tight first. Again, it's got a rubber O-ring in there, so it's just squashing up. It doesn't have to be mega tight. Before I forget, that can clip back on there. Now tighten your 10s. And lastly, well, not lastly, but there's 2 bolts over this side, and then just got the intake hose to put on. So. These are easiest done with a flexi spanner if you've got one, with a ratchet on it. Okay, and that's the hose underneath. Take your glove off, that leave it on there. This is a little bit of a fiddle getting this on, as you can't see around the back. And it's on. I'll take you in for a close-up on that, just so you know what you're up against. It's that rubber hose on there, and then obviously tighten the clamp on once it's on all the way around. I can remember where I put the screwdriver. There we go. Okay, she's on. Give it a tug, it's not going to come off. Put a plug on. Okay, so I'm just going to come back in a second. We're going to clear the faults down and see where we go from there. Okay, new valves on, cleared the codes. Going to redo the checks on the 3 position sensor pins. First one on there. There's the earth. It's 5-volt reference. And now our position sensor is showing 1 volt. Previously it was stuck on, I think it was 3 volts. So something's changed, hopefully for the better. Let me just turn this noisy just let that fan finish. yeah, so hopefully that's going to have sorted that out. I'm going to go for a road test. I might take my scan tool with me. Just keep looking at the EGR valve duty cycle and see if any codes come back. Hopefully not. And I'll let you know how we get on. So see you in a bit. So back from the road test, and all appears good. I was watching the EGR position and duty cycle in the live data, and it was moving through its full range, and checked fault codes after a good drive. No codes. Went into EOBD side of the scan tool, and the EGR system has completed its test and is happy, as you can see, with a green tick down there. So all appears good. So new EGR valve on the Mondeo. Hope you found this interesting, and I'll have some more fairly soon. Thanks for watching. See you again. Bye now.